Fine. Debbie, how do I look?
Well, you don't look like you murdered anyone.
Well, that's good. Not the effect I was aiming for. And you sure I don't look too tarty or hard?
No.
Do I look pregnant enough?
Yes, Mum.
Well, then maybe I'll get the sympathy vote, eh?
Hey, you look perfect.
I need another wee. My nerves.
Are you all right?
Have you two stopped arguing?
Yeah, totally. The three of us, we're a team.
Well, then I'm all right.
And, you know where to go, don't you, if that happens to me and your mum?
What are you talking about?
Well, supposing I wasn't around.
What do you mean?
Just supposing. Zach and Lisa will take care of you, OK?
Well, it's Mum that's on trial, not you.
Right. Well, as long as you know that, eh?
So you all right?
Debbie, you just asked me that.
Well, are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, of course. I'm just... Let's get going, yeah? I'm terrified.
Hey, you can rely on me, all right?
Thank you. Okay. Morning, you two. Are you bearing up?
Ain't got much choice, have we? To bear up or go under.
Well, I thought you were both brilliant yesterday. Trisha would have loved the whole thing.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. You were giving it everything, weren't you? Right little Butlins red coat.
Thanks. Well, give Marlon my love if you see him, won't you?
That's what we That was almost polite.
I can do polite. Of course, she's a bit full of herself and her voice gets on me nerves, but that's beside the point.
That's it, Stephanie, I recognise. Trisha would have liked this, wouldn't she?
What, bacon and eggs?
No, you and I having breakfast together and getting on.
Yeah. Yeah, she would.
I hate places like this. Mine's better than being in that church, innit?
Oh, yeah. Anyway, we're here now. Let's make the best of it, all right?
Oh, I'm so excited.
Do control yourself. This is a solemn occasion.
Shall we have a bet? I reckon she's going down. I put £1 on it.
I bet she wriggles out of it. This is highly inappropriate. Do remember I'm a witness.
I'd hate to think any of you were taking this lightly.
We know how to behave in a court of law, don't you worry. Oh, look, there she is!
Knock 'em dead, love. Oh, pardon the expression.
Zach, you look after what you...
Of course I will. Let me tell you something. I couldn't be more proud of you if you were my own daughter. Hold your head high. We're all behind you.
Thanks, Zach.
Bye, Mum. I'm proud of you too.
All right, darling.
Hey, you don't want to be late.
Yeah, all right. I'll see you later, sweetheart.
Right, so it's one hand above the other and grip. You gripping?
I'm trying.
You're doing great. How about a break? Cup of tea?
Only if I'm making.
Oh, Terry, it's all right for you to relax for a minute, you know.
I don't want to relax. I'm home, which is great. I just want to move up a league.
What's that mean? Well, he's probably planning on playing rugby for England next.
I just want to get back to work. Reckon a month should do it.
That could be a bit ambitious.
Hey, you listen to Siobhan. She knows what she's talking about.
If you push yourself too hard, you could find yourself going backwards.
Yeah, I never don't push at all. I'm never going to get up to strength.
Now remember, you can show a bit of nerves. Juries like vulnerability. Try not to let your voice shake. They'll think you're lying. Don't look at the jury. They'll think you're playing up to them. And don't smile at the judge. He'll think you're not taking it seriously. Just look sad and thoughtful, OK?
Yeah, but I don't...
Chance to take. Too late. You're on.
Anything else I can get you?
No, thanks.
Chocolate brownie's especially good today.
I'm fine.
Right.
How is he?
Very sad, very quiet.
Well, maybe we shouldn't.
No, I think we should. I made you a card.
Did you? Thanks.
Good to see you out and about, Marlon.
I drew it myself. It's Tricia.
Good likeness.
It's hard work, grieving. Nothing harder.
Yeah.
And you know what everyone says about time healing? Well, in my experience, it's half true. It doesn't actually heal anything, but it does make it easier.
Okay.
Anyway, we just wanted to give you the card.
Thanks.
Hello, Lisa. We were just going.
Me too.
Oh, no, hang on a minute. Can you hold on to her, love? I'm just going to get a coffee.
Right, come on. Bye, Marlon.
Bye.
Charity Tate, you are charged that you did on the 17th of September last murder Christopher Tate at your home in Emmerdale, contrary to Section 1, Criminal Attempts Act 1981, and the common law. Are you guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
What's up?
Nothing.
I thought you'd be at the trial.
We're witnesses, Scott. We can't be there until we've given our evidence.
Oh, look, once I tell them I saw Charity threatening Chris, and when you tell them what you know about her, then that's it. Case closed.
I never realised you were such a legal expert. Listen, why don't you get on with your work and leave me to get on with mine?
We were just wondering if you wanted to go for a walk.
Not really.
Well, a bit of fresh air and company might do you good.
I'm grateful, honestly. I need some time to myself.
We worry about you.
I know.
People don't know how to talk to you when you're bereaved. Sometimes they avoid you. Marlon, it might seem in a while that everybody else has forgotten Tricia and you're the only one still mourning her.
It won't be true, though, love. It'll just be people getting on with their lives.
I know.
You do, don't you, love? I don't want to find you sitting on a roof again. You won't, will you?
No, I won't.
Right, then we'll stop bothering you. You can go. Here.
What?
Well, you gave her to Tricia, remember, so she's your puppy.
I don't want to.
You have to. We can't have dogs in here. It's unhygienic.
Take her. She's yours.
She meets Christopher Tate at Home Farm. He phones the police to say that he feels he is in danger. Shortly after that, he collapses, poisoned. That poison was bought on the internet, which was accessed using Charity Tate's password. When it was delivered, Charity Tate signed for it. I do not ask you to convict purely on circumstantial evidence. The forensic evidence is equally compelling.
He's very good, isn't he?
The defendant's
Nothing
fingerprints
special.
were found on the glass
It's early
containing the
days
poison,
yet.
and
We
traces
could
of the
make the bet a
poison
little
were
bit more
found in the
interesting about
defendant's
Fiver.
car. Add
Fine
to
by
this the
me.
fact
She
that she
is so
changed her
guilty.
story twice.
Hey, we don't want to hear
When
that
questioned
word.
by the police, and I believe there is no reasonable doubt that Charity Tate killed her husband. Justice demands that she goes to prison for this callous murder, motivated by passion, greed, and common spite. Was the cyanide found anywhere on Mr. Tate's person?
No, it was not.
It's therefore a reasonable assumption, isn't it, that Mr. Tate did not himself handle the poison.
Objection, my lord. The prosecution is leading the witness.
Go on, my son.
That's my man.
Sustained. The witness will not answer the question.
See. Shall we call it a tenner?
Whose fingerprints were found on Mr. Tate's glass?
Mr. Tate's and Mrs. Tate's.
Whose computer was used to order the cyanide?
Mrs. Tate's.
And whose login details were used?
Prosecutor's very good.
No further questions, my lord.
And quite dishy.
Does the defence wish to cross-examine?
Briefly, my lord. Dr. Dolan, is it not true that anyone could have bought the poison using my client's computer and her login details?
Anyone who knew Mrs. Tate's login details and had access to the computer could have bought the poison, yes.
Thank you.
The witness may stand down.
Oh, she's looking very worried. I don't blame her. I've got a tenner on her going down.
My lord, I would like to call my second witness, Mrs. Edna Birch.
Mrs. Edna Birch. No, this is really weird. I hope you don't mind.
No, come in. What's up?
Well, I was just walking. I was passing. I wanted to show the puppy.
The house. That's fine.
Because me and Trish, we lived here for 2 years.
I know. Can I get you a drink?
No, thanks. I don't really know why I'm here.
Sit down.
I'm not staying. These are the best 2 years of my life. You don't notice it at the time. You don't think to yourself, these are the best years of my life.
It'll get better, Marlon. It just takes time.
Yeah, I know. I should be going.
You won't stay?
I was just dropping in. Thanks. Bye.
I'd like to take you back, Mrs. Birch, to the afternoon of Thursday, the 4th of September last year. Do you recall that afternoon?
I may be drawing my pension, but there is nothing wrong with my memory. I presume you are talking about Cain Dingle's announcement in the Woolpack.
The Woolpack being the public house in Emmerdale. Please tell us what happened, Mrs. Birch.
I was trying to. He, Chris and Charity were having a public argument in the bar. Cain said, "I've had her."
Referring to Mrs. Tate?
Yes.
What did you understand him to mean?
If you will let me finish, I will tell you.
We don't want to hear it anyway. Silence.
Cain then apologised to me for keeping me awake. I told him I didn't know what he was talking about. He then made it clear that he and Charity had had carnal relations in the house next door to mine. He also...
Not going too well, is it? Oh, I don't know. Many more like her, and they'll all be feeling sympathetic towards Charity.
The village car park and the toilets in the Woolpack.
Did Mrs. Tate deny this?
No, she didn't. And Mr. Tate seemed to be aware of it too.
Thank you, Mrs. Birch. No further questions.
Mr. Willis?
No questions, my lord.
The witness may stand down.
My lord, I would like to call Cain Dingle.
This is where Tricia worked. This is where it all happened.
Hello there.
Hello. I was just showing the puppy, showing around.
You probably don't want company.
I don't know what I want. I'm not comfortable around people, but I don't like being on my own.
Look, Marlon, if it helps, I can be around. Well, not be around, but to talk, to listen, anything. You just ask.
What right now I want? I need to get back to work, you know. I've got to focus on something that isn't Tricia.
Well, what you need is a project. Let's get the Woolpack up and running again as soon as possible.
Well, that's quite an undertaking.
Well, I'll help.
Are you sure?
Well, you know, like you said, this is a project. I need a project. I've got to have something to do.
Speak to you soon. Bye.
Who are you talking to?
There's always answer phone.
And what's happening at the end of February apart from March?
Me going back to work with a bit of luck.
What, in 5 weeks' time?
Oh, 5.5, yeah.
Well, what's brought this on? Is Zoe putting pressure on you?
No, the only pressure's coming from me. I just want to get back to work as soon as possible. Don't worry, I know my limits.
But I don't get it. We'll have disability benefit and sick pay. We're fine for now.
Well, fine if you don't mind living off handouts.
Oh, so what we're basically talking about here is your pride, yeah?
Am I not supposed to have any pride?
Terry, be proud that you're out of hospital and back here with your family. Is that not enough for you?
When I got there that night, she was standing over the body and he was already dead. I thought you would try and pin it on me, so I said, let's run, but she panicked. So I robbed the cupboard and left her standing there. She's the one you want, Charity. Is that a true record of the statement you made on the 6th of October last year?
That's what I said, yeah.
Silence in court. Silence!
This reminds me of the time Trisha burnt the place down with them dodgy fireworks.
She was the scattiest girl I ever met.
You never knew what would come in next, did you?
Oh, hello, Louise. You gonna muck in?
Bernice, you do realise, don't you, that you don't own this pub anymore?
Well, we don't want to tread on anyone's toes, do we, Marlon?
Absolutely not.
No, it's just that Marlon's looking for a project. There's plenty to do.
You don't mind, do you?
No, of course not.
Good. In that case, a cup of tea and a helping hand would be great.
Now, let me take you back.
Hang on. I've got another statement to make.
This is not the time or place. Let me take
Charity is innocent.
The jury will ignore that remark. Mr. Dingle, you are obliged to answer the question and refrain from making any further comment.
When did you arrive at Home Farm on the night of Mr. Tate's death?
She's innocent. Chris Tate is trying to frame her. Go for it, son.
If you do not comply, you're at risk of being in contempt of court.
Contempt of court? You're not kidding.
When did you arrive at Home Farm on the night of Mr. Tate's death?
This is the same Mr. Tate who framed Charity, right?
Mr. Dingle, you will find yourself locked up if this continues.
We'll bring it on.
One last chance. Will you answer the question?
Nice wig, by the way. You got nose and glasses to match, eh?
I hereby hold you in contempt of court and sentence you to 30 days in prison. Take him away.
She's innocent. You're all being taken for a ride by Chris Tate. He's having a laugh. Get your hands off me. And I wasn't at Home Farm that night. You know where I was? Disneyland. Charity. Charity, don't let them grind you down. You just hang on in there, eh? Debbie, I'll see you in a month, kid. A month, yeah?
Cha. You know, things could have been a bit different. With a bit more luck, less injuries, I might have got somewhere with rugby.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying that I'd have played for Great Britain, but one of the big teams might have picked me up.
You do realise that I love you, don't you?
Yeah, I know. And it makes me feel like the luckiest man in the world.
And sooner or later you'll be working again. It'll happen.
Yeah, but you just got to trust me. I mean, I know I go too far now and again, but I'm just not going to slip back now that I've come this far.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Look, I said it's all right.
It's been a good day.
Has it? My dad's in prison for the next month.
Ah, but his little exhibition was a setback for the prosecution. We like setbacks for the prosecution.
Look, Debbie, don't worry, he'll be out in no time. He was quite something in there, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Meanwhile, what have you been doing today to earn your money?
Very little.
Yeah, very little. I was watching the jury. They think I'm guilty, I know they do, and you're just sitting there saying nothing.
It would be nice if I could interrupt the prosecution's opening speech, but I can't. And there was no point in me arguing with Mrs. Birch's evidence because the whole village knew you were having an affair. And anyway, she looked like a bit of a handful. Didn't fancy taking her on.
Oh, well, it's nice to see you can have a joke about this. Scott and Zoe are coming tomorrow, and that's only going to get worse.
Come on, Mum, let's just look on the bright side.
Debbie, I am trying, love. I really am. Problem is, there's only one person in this world who can get me off if she chose to. And I can't see her switching sides.
You gonna bite my head off again?
That depends on whether you say anything stupid.
Look, the way I see it, Charity's going down, no question, so why worry about it?
Because until I hear the judge sentencing her, I am going to worry.
You've got your brother who's in a wheelchair and dying anyway. No offence, and some slapper who's after his money. It's hardly rocket science, is it?
I'm going to spend the rest of the evening making sure I know what I'm going to say. I suggest you do the same.
I'll see you in court.
All right.
You were great.
Yeah, I was, wasn't I?
And it wasn't so long ago I sat in cop shop and dropped you right in it. Why'd you stand up for me?
Why do you think?
Oh, I don't know. Because dingles stand by each other, I suppose.
Well, I don't stand by dingles. I stand by you. I love you. You daft cow.
Yeah, well, you were great. But it makes no difference now, does it? Zoe's in court tomorrow.
Your brief will deal with her.
No, I don't think so. You know something, I'm doing my best to keep a bit of a brave face on for Debbie, but truth is, I don't know how I'm going to get through this. Ken, I think they're going to put me away.